because if someone is like, okay, I'm just here for the money, I'm just here for the dough, then they're just like chilling, and then like the other four is like, yeah, we want to win, but you know, it's not in sync. That's definitely really not the team environment that you want to be having. That's why you need everybody to be in one mentality. We want to win, we want to commit our lives, and then in the game itself, everybody listens. Everybody listens to the planning, everybody listens to the shot caller, everybody pulls off the plays according to one united call. It can be right, it can be wrong, but at the end of the day, it's about team in this game.
It is about the team. Well, what about if we move into the next game? Right now, it is 1-0 advantage for BIGETRON by Vitality. NONGSHIM REDFORCE still going to be on the blue side. BIGETRON is going to be on the red. Luna, again, the respect. I'm going to call it respect. The respect that they have towards TranQ on that Luna, on that Pei, it's a different level.
So no Luna, no Pei, no Yangjie. First pick on towards the Eren, putting a lot of priority on towards Siri. Interesting stuff. So you're giving away picks like the Jing into the hands of ZanQ, which can be pretty detrimental on the correct hands.
Yes, exactly. Like, it could be a very big gamble that hopefully is going to pay for them, right? Eren on one side, we saw already in the previous games that it was a very strong hero, right? Like we saw the laning stages for that Eren in the previous games to be very interesting. On the other side, the Trichai is available. What about if we let BIGETRON by Vitality show us how that Trichai is supposed to be played?
This is the first pick so far coming in towards this entire tournament here. The second hero to be released last year after, I think, before Haya. So right now, being able to see it in tournament, it's gonna be an interesting one. Not sure whether you're flexing it towards the jungle, the clash lane, or the farm lane. Maybe they do it all the way to the final pick, because that's the benefit of red side. You get to observe what your opponent is picking all the way to the last pick.
Of course, it would not surprise me right now. Of course, like if they go for a roamer choice, right? That way they just can keep pushing and putting more pressure on NONGSHIM REDFORCE to try to see. Lapu Lapu is going to be the option for roamer in here. What are your thoughts on Lapu Lapu? Would you say that is one of the heroes that you like to play, or it's one of those heroes that you don't find that interesting?
I think it's a very good pick so far in terms of like the engaged roamer pulls that we have between Zhangfei, Lianpo, and also Lapu Lapu. Lapu Lapu offers more range and longer reach. Like, you can use your ultimate flash as a combo, you can use the spell 2 flash as a combo. Those are potential ones that you can actually do, and you're pretty tanky as well. So those are the available options as Lapu Lapu compared to Zhangfei, where you miss the ultimate, it's over. Whereas Lianpo, you need your team to be following you from a far angle. And talking about the Jing pick just now that we talked about in the first place, there you have it. It's ZanQ on yet another his signature pick, the Jing. Ooh,
that's well, if you see him running around and just dancing and jumping and dealing damage, what a better option just to lock him down, put all the burst damage of the skies onto his head, and then just banish him from the map. That's gonna be the only goal for Illusion. Find TranQ, delete him from the map.
Okay, so here's the thing. On paper, it's really good. On paper, it's really good. But take a look at BIGETRON by Vitality's draft. How many engaged do they have? The answer is yes, that many. Because every single player on the side of BTR by Vitality screams one thing. It's the go button. The moment it presses go, it doesn't stop. Everybody jumps in.
That's the thing. Like, if you have multiple initiation, how Illusion is going to define when he needs to actually use his abilities. Do I use it on the Guan Yu that is coming towards me? Do I use it on the Trichai? Do I use it on the Mai? Or do I wait and then just put it on the Jing? It's too hard. It might be a good strategy when you think about it from a first level, but when you start thinking it for multiple dimensions, it is too complicated. It's too complicated to actually be able to land.
And Daji is one of those mid-lane mages that have no solid mobility. Because what are you gonna do if you get engaged on first by the Mai Shiranui, by the Refab Datu, the Lapu Lapu, or the Guan Yu? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna be sent in all the way into the mouths of BTR that's just piling on towards you. So that's a worrying angle for the side of Illusion. His positioning needs to be super duper on point with Namu on that Diadea. If they can pull it off, they're gonna definitely be snowballing this Ogren, which is Haku in the jungle.
Hopefully we can see that Ogren snowballing in there, right? Because that is the option that I can see from NONGSHIM REDFORCE to be able to bring in some fight into this game. Just allowing the Ogren and the Diadea to build up quickly, right? It's the only option that I can see at the moment. I don't see much from the other lanes that could actually give NONGSHIM REDFORCE a clear advantage. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they have something. Maybe they have something over there that is just completely different and that we have not seen yet.
Only time could tell, like you always say, right? We need to see how the players actually perform in this game too. For NONGSHIM REDFORCE, it's match point on the line. If they lose this, they give BTR a shot at 2-0 and potentially a 3-0 easy finish here. So for NONGSHIM REDFORCE, this is their shot at pulling the game even for a 1-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump directly into this next game. It's going to be NONGSHIM REDFORCE again on the blue side, and it's going to be from Vitality on the red. The Mai Shiranui against the Taji in the mid lane. That's going to be a very interesting matchup, because the Mai in the 1v1s might not have that big advantage on that clearing of the wave.
Yep, both are quite subpar in terms of wave clear here. We see bottom side between Lanfeng Siri and also F1. They're playing super aggressive, and BTR's dual lane does secure that Fire HOK in towards that bottom side.
If we understand that both of those mid laners are going to be very subpar in terms of wave clearance, right? Does that say that there's not going to be much mobility coming in here, and then the tempo might just slow down a bit?
But stop for a moment though. Zankyu comes in with the mirror domain here, catches onto multiple members here. The damage is insufficient here. Haku still level 3 on that Ogren here, yet to reach level 4, unlocks the ultimate right now. But early game damage not the most coming in from the BTR side.
I'm telling you, man, like that ulti right over there is just like a show of strength, not actually lethal. He knows he doesn't have the damage. See the keys, Sagi. Talk to me. What are they?
Via Storm, F1RE, and Storm as the back here. So drop it into what's that community tab, the CD key, and Wildfire once again with also 1 instead of the I here, forcing Namu's flash with that aggressive charge coming in from F1. That's gonna be an important spell going into that 4th minute mark.
Now that he's not going to be available, now that he's going to be on cooldown, it's going to be really difficult for them. Look at that illusion one more time.
Flash engage on side Gen here, brings it back into the mouths of BTR. Siri, that's a bit, I would say, overeager. He was baited by the minions, and he wanted to go back to pick up the farm, but gets punished by the double engage coming in from Genmip and F1.
He got minion baited right there. Look at that. Trying to one more time. It's going to be the mirror domain.
Just to clear up the minions here, softening up the process, getting the farm, making sure that everything falls in line here. Early game Jing just needs to get more farm, get the level 8, get the Axe of Torment, and then you will see a sudden burst of damage coming in from this hero here. But thanks to that play just now, already a 1,000 goal lead going into the hands of BTR.
And that's good. And when you start thinking about like where is that 1,000 gold lead going to, it is very clear that it's just evenly distributed among them. The Church had decided to go with the Spark Forge Dagger as the first main item for Lanfeng.
Once you get the Spark Forge Dagger on towards the Church, that's the first item power spike coming in for this new pick coming into the farm lane here. She's really strong when she starts pacing into that first and second item power spike. First power spike comes into the laning phase when you get the Spark Force Dagger, and then second power spike comes in when you get that Doomsday. Once you get those 2 items, she jumps in and starts whacking you with those Grandmaster arms.
And the way that it looks like, right? Like it's just so fast. it's really like a lot of damage coming in a very quick fashion. Look at that rotation. It's gonna be a 4v1 against that Guan Yu.
Yeah, Bao not the one enjoying that take there. 4 people, immediately Illusion flashes in, drops the charm, and he's there just to be fallen down to the ground. But yeah, based on this play so far, it's a trade between towers, but BTR still get the added advantage of getting this Tyrant.
I'm gonna say that just losing that Guan Yu but being able to take the turret exchange and the Tyrant, I wouldn't say that is not that painful of a loss. It's actually pretty okay.
It sounds like a 2 for 2, right? Tyrant for a kill, tower for tower. So it's pretty good coming in from NONGSHIM REDFORCE. Very proactive in capitalizing the timer here. They know 4 minutes, we don't want to fight, we want to capitalize on a numbers disadvantage on towards the top side. Hence the catch on towards Bao, really reasonable.
Oh, look at that. One more time.
Engage on towards Ratel. Falling dangerously low. Multiple levels of knockouts on towards the Charlotte here, but that's all your engage tools being committed on towards Ratel. One Pure Sky, one Flash, mitigating the engager. Haku, next person to be engaged on, but there's no healing reduction. The ultimate stamping on towards Lanfeng. Has to use the Flash. That is a very aggressive play coming in towards the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE as Zankyu goes in, finds the Miracle Maid, assassinates NONGSHIM REDFORCE Illusion here. Haku in the midst of 4 people here, but I like the play coming in by BIGETRON by Vitality, stalling Haku in towards the bottom side so Zankyu and Ball can get that mid Q1.
They did not want to go and get the kills. The kills were completely secondary for them. What they actually wanted was that mid lane turret. That mid lane turret opens opportunities. It opens the map in only 5 minutes and 50 seconds of the game.
Very well played out by the side of BIGETRON by Vitality, reading the map to a very complete state, and right now they're eyeing on towards this Azure Golem in the hands of NONGSHIM right now. Haku gets stolen away, the engage drops over on that side of Namu, nearly getting annihilated by the burst damage coming in from Zankyu and friends. Look at Bao's positioning, he wants to sandwich this play, he's forcing, putting pressure on towards the backside, but they do pull themselves back and look at the bigger picture.
Look at the bigger picture, because just taking that tier 2 turret in there might have been too risky. They decide to make the rotation and go for the tier 2 in the mid lane instead. Look at that, like right now, it's just gonna be BTR just pushing left to right, just completely kiting around the whole map so they can actually have control of everything.
It's really well played coming in for out of BTR. Every single rotation that I have done always benefit them in some sort of way. Towards the bottom side, we saw how they got the kill on towards the members like Illusion, and then the mid tower. Towards the top side, additional kill on towards Namu's Diadea, and then the Azure Golem. And right now, they are stalling Ratel, they're stalling Namu and Illusion, making sure that they need to put so much members in, and that's what Telsmash already committed to go for the kill here. Bao finds the push, but the heal coming in is so damn crucial coming in for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. A lot of damage on towards Zankyu, has the Purify, starts kiting in. Lanfeng jumps in with the Grandmaster's push, kiting already 2 members, slicing them down. Make that a tree before he falls down. Triple kill in towards the hands of BTR's marksman, making it a 3-for-1 special, the Lanfeng show.
Lanfeng shows us that triple kill. Amazing performance by him. He was not able to run away with his life, but at the end of the day, a triple kill is always an amazing mark for any player. Congratulations to Lanfeng in that.
Has destroyed
Personally, a Shisha Force rated player myself, I love the way that he played that and found the opportunity when all the spells were committed on towards Zankyu, on towards Bao. He knows it's go time and he jumps in straight to that backline.
They just need to just have some sustain, right? As long as they're not being erased out of there because of Illusion strategy, they know that they can still fight back. They have amazing damage. They just need to really suck in some of the abilities coming in from NONGSHIM REDFORCE, and they can always counter attack. The counter abilities coming in from BIGETRON by Vitality are top level.
The execution, like you mentioned, is really top level right now. They're being man-marked in every single rotation here. Genlif spawning out Namu's position, forcing them to make a big rotation all the way back to the base right now.
And that right now is going to be the Charlotte that is going to be spotted down. It's going to be Tranquil and Val, the ones that they have eyes over there on Rattel.
They're waiting for the 10th minute mark right now. NONGSHIM REDFORCE needs to stall time, needs to get the items on towards the Daji, on towards the Laurel Princess on the hands of Siri here. For BTR, it's just another walk in the park, wait for the 10 minute, and then they start pummeling the map with those shadow objectives.
I would love to see what were the item choices for Illusion, right? Because I don't feel like he's got a lot of the damage that he would actually look like. Look, 2v1 one more time against Rattel.
Yeah, Rattel being pushed all the way into the middle lane here of the bottom side here. Push once again, uses a flash, uses the Pure Sky, but gets punished for overextending in that bottom side here, top side here. Due to the fact that they have already shown men in towards the bottom, they have to give away that Azure Golem to the side of NONGSHIM.
We're gonna make it to 10 minutes mark. Right now it is a 4,500 gold advantage for BTR. Even if NONGSHIM REDFORCE would like to come and contest this Tyrant, do they even have the items and the gold to do that?
I don't think they actually do here. They are going for a double objective here. ZhangQ just stalling this Overlord, getting it into his pockets here right now. For BTR, it's just about collecting buffs, healing up, and then with the double objective, they are ready to stampede that base of NONGSHIM REDFORCE this time around.
Double Dragon is going to be good news for BIGETRON by Vitality. This might be the last push that they need in order to finish the game. We're gonna make it to the 11-minute mark. This might end up being another 13-minute game, same as the previous one.
It's not looking good for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. Everything is looking towards a BTR clean win if it goes right, because Overlords are marching down in all three lanes. First thing is to take out that top tier 2. It's gonna go down in one single hit, and they immediately engage towards that mid side here. First target to go down is Siri. Namu is to follow. Illusion not longing for the role as Haku gets chipped down by the Arm Master on the side of Lanfeng. With the final snipe coming in from the Fatal Arrow, it will spell doom for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE in this game too.
Congratulations to BIGETRON by Vitality taking a 2-0 advantage. They are one more game away from another 3-0 clean sweep. Congratulations to the boys taking this victory in this game.
I would say very solid performance as well here, Isaac. Everything that they have done so far is very calculated. To the bottom side where they were stalling Haku's Ogryn, the mid side they were like, okay, very well telegraphed. While they are stalling the Ogryn, they were also committing Ball and also ZhangQ in getting that mid-tier 1, which is really smart moves coming in for the BTR roster.
It is just what good teams do, right? Like they bait. And I think that in a lot of the engages, it was just that. It was BIGETRON by Vitality just baiting NONGSHIM REDFORCE into trying to believe that they had the advantage. I saw Illusion in a lot of times where he jumped in and he thought that he had the burst damage and that he had the control chain to actually be able to delete anyone, but the damage was inexistent from him. A very weird peak right over there that they thought it could actually work, but at the end of the day, it was no result.
I think the tunnel vision on towards the specific counter on towards ZhangQ, while not noticing the fact that, hey, sure, that's a pretty good counter in terms of a 1v1 or 2v1 scenario. The idea and also Daji, very good in man-marking a Broken Mirage like Jing. But when you look at the bigger picture in terms of BP, pick and bans, you see like, oh, that's a Guan Yu, that's a Mai Shiranui, that's a Lapu Lapu. If I'm a immobile mage like the Daji that needs to go close quarters, that doesn't seem to be an easy task for Illusion on the Daji.
Of course, I completely agree with you, and I do believe that the tunnel vision just told them this is a good pick without actually looking at the whole frame. The Daji did not have even any items to deal any damage. Look at that, only one Holy Grail in there. It's not even enough to burst anyone from the BTR roster.
Yeah.
Like, nothing that it could have been done. A different pick right over there in mid lane could have been a lot more beneficial in this exact matchup.
Maybe something like a Yuhuan, maybe something like a different thing, like just maybe not the Heart Seeker, which is dodgy. I mean, I like the idea, but the execution is so hard here. But let's check out the stats here coming in. You can see the damage dealt coming in from ZanQ is actually very, very relevant. 74,000 dealt on ZanQ's Broken Mirage here. Very high number in an 11-minute game.
No, of course, very strong, very good performance by him. I would love to. Look, there's no way. Both graphs are identical. In game 1 and game 2, both graphs are identical. It's just telling you the way that BTR is playing is just superior. It is just superior. And if we start analyzing NONGSHIM REDFORCE, when you start thinking about the way that they picked heroes, first game they come with 2 very non-traditional picks. This game they come with another non-traditional pick. Do you think that they are just trying to test things at this moment? Because I would be able to say the way that they are doing their drafting is very unorthodox compared to what Vitality is doing.
I think that just like what you mentioned, trying to experiment things, trying to see whether certain draft patterns actually work, so far is not really that prevailing thus far. And I think like so far today's win rate on blue side seems to be very low, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting thing to look at. I'm going to do the math real quick, and then I will let you know exactly what percentages do we have for today, okay? But at the same time, like when you start looking at this, I don't actually believe that it's a matter of the blue side or the red side. I do believe that at the end of the day, it comes down to the teams just not being able to accurately execute their strategies. I think that is the biggest issue right now. Well, NONGSHIM REDFORCE, sadly for them, they are right now at the edge of losing this first game of 2026. BIGETRON by Vitality in 2 very easy victories. I wouldn't even dare to say that it has been a leveled matchup right up until right now. And who do you think is going to be the MVP?
Hey, it's obvious. You gotta give it to him. He was flying across the map. He was just zigzagging on towards Jing, the Broken Mirage. It's definitely the man himself, ZanQ. 209 in terms of KDA, 28,000 damage taken, 74,000 damage dealt, and a total goal of 10,000 in an 11-minute game, almost a 900 GPM.
Oh, 900 GPM is crazy when you are a jungler like him, right? Like you cannot allow him to have that kind of gold. Look at that. When we start looking at the highlights of the game, it was just one-sided. It just was BIGETRON by Vitality just making money moves everywhere around the map, and NONGSHIM REDFORCE sadly unable to answer back with anything.
And you can see this, ZanQ took all the spells coming in from the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE, and once all spells are done, Lampo flashes in, assassinates 2 players, and goes in for the Hail Mary against Ratel. His job is done, he lays and rests in peace, and it's already a 3-4-1 special. And this is the thing, Ratel seems to be playing too aggressive in this game too, oftentimes overcommitting in that side lane.
Well, I am completely loving Lanfeng's performance today on that chat, just showing us exactly what is the perfect level that can be achieved with this hero. So 2-0 right now for BIGETRON. 2-0 right now for BIGETRON by Vitality. Staggy, do you think that NONGSHIM REDFORCE has in there what it